Hey there folks, today we're going to do another Let's Talk About video where I discuss and sort of review other games I'm playing. Today we're going to take a look at Cowboy 3030 again, which launches in early access on May 28th, while there is a demo available now. So I had previously talked about this game last year during the Steam Next Fest when I was looking for some other games to come and play, and now that it's in like a soft launch early access state, I figured it's a good time to talk about it again. So I do want to preface this whole sort of like review thing with a statement that kind of encompasses my overall feelings of the game. So sometimes I just want to play a fun game. Like, that's it. I don't need every game to be complex, have like a huge old plot, tons of character development, dialogue. I don't need to spend hundreds of hours on an expansive open world with deep lore. Like, as a kid, did you guys ever play Pokemon Stadium or Mario Party, but just do like the mini games? I mean, I did, because they're fun. They don't mean anything. It's just fun for being fun. And that's kind of exactly what I get out of Cowboy 3030. Like, it's just a plain and simple fun game that I can pick up, put down, whatever, if I got time to burn. And honestly, I'm going to have a smile on my face for pretty much the whole time I'm playing it. And let me tell you, that's a rarity these days. So, let me talk to you about Cowboy 3030 and why I enjoy it, and maybe I can get some of you guys to give it a try. So, Cowboy 3030, gee, how many times have I said that already? It's getting old. This is a third-person bullet hell roguelike that's based on, like, snappy quick draw shooting and obviously just not getting hit like other, roguelike kind of shooter bullet hell games. And like most games of this genre, you start with your basic character with pretty much nothing, and you go and clear rooms of enemies until you die or win. You get the gist: shoot, don't die, don't get hit, kill stuff, get stronger, keep going, level up, get loot, kill boss, complete. Now, while the initial game premise isn't really anything new, like Returnal is basically this, I really like some of the systems and mechanics they got going on here. And so I kind of want to break down some of the major components of the game that I like, and I'm going to start with, the characters and the gameplay. So, currently there are 3 available characters, which you unlock after progressing through the initial character, Carrie. Each character has their own type of weapons, skills, and kind of gimmicks. Carrie, for example, uses long-range powerful weapons, such as snipers, bows, and a throwing axe, and they all behave a little bit differently. Like, bows have to charge and you can dump all the ammo into a single shot. Some snipers have a large clip size and fire faster, while others have small clip size and fire lower and with higher recoil. And you just have a throwing axe, which doesn't even hit scan weapons, you gotta aim that one properly. But of all the different weapon types, you can find them in either like random boxes in each zone, or after killing each boss. And they have randomized stats and affixes that alter their stat bonuses and how they affect your character, which is pretty fun. And so Carrie's gimmick is that whenever you shoot, you drop the bullet, which you can then go and pick back up rather than manually reloading. So she kind of has to go around and collect all of her shots too to remain optimal. Her skills are a bowling ball that does more damage the further it goes out, and an electro wall that increases damage of bullets that pass through it. And of course, you can get, skills and weapons and stuff that alter the behaviors of these. The other character, Calyx, second character, he uses handguns like revolvers and poison dart shooters and other like single-hand weapons. His gimmick is that while reloading, he gets to input prompts basically that are going to make you play DDR, and each direction you get correctly grants you an extra bullet on the reload. So he can reload very fast if you're really good at Statmania. I find this hard to do personally, but other people seem to love it. His abilities are an Electro Lasso that does AoE damage in front of him that deals double damage to enemies under 50% HP, and he's got a stun grenade that stuns any enemies, including bosses, for a short period of time. And then the last character that's currently available is Terry, who is our shotgun user. And I want to specifically talk about him because I absolutely love Terry and kind of what the developers did with the shotgun mechanic here. So obviously, he's the shotgun character, and his gimmick is that you can see where each of the pellets of your shotgun is going to go, but that spread then gets randomized each time you fire. I like this because shotguns here have basically infinite range like other weapons and no damage fall off, so they can be used at long range if you line up your shots properly. Or of course you could just go in and point blank and shotgun someone in the face like you know and love. But getting in close is kind of dangerous here, obviously. But this whole like shotgun mechanic is a very unique way to like manage the spread on shotguns and their range, and honestly I can't believe I haven't seen this used in other places before. But okay, enough gushing about the shotgun mechanic. I really just do like it. But Terry's skills are Shock Nova that makes nearby enemies take additional damage, and the other skills are Grapple Hook that pulls enemy towards you and stuns them, so you can safely, dispatch of one annoying foe every now and then. Alright, so the characters out of the way. The other cool thing that this game's got going on for them is like their skill tree. Every time you start a new run with the character, they get a randomized tree with passive nodes and keystone nodes that affect your build and your skills. So like for Terry, with the shotguns, you can invest in points to have more pellets or having spread reduction so the pellets are tighter, or you can go into keystones that make like your shockwave fire forward rather than be around you, or you can refund your dashes and gain movement speed on killing enemies, or even swapping your headshot and body shot modifiers. And basically each character has their own set of passive points that affect their playstyle specifically, and with them being randomized each time you play, you can play in different ways and use the same character in different ways every time you play. Like, I often go with carry and use the hand axe, which only has a clip size 1, and they get bonuses that increase the first and last bullet of your magazine, because that's basically going to apply to both the hits on the clip size 1 weapon. Or you can focus on buffing like the bowling ball to like just obscene gross levels, so that every time I use it, it refreshes my other skills, and increases my damage, and it recharges the bowling ball on kill. There's a lot of ways you can build characters, and with all the different base weapons for each character as well, it kind of gives you a lot of customization options for more runs, which of course I find fun. So another cool thing is that while you're fighting your robots and clearing rooms and accidentally killing civilians, is that you can spend the money you get on a few various types of upgrades. You can either straight up buy passive points and add them to your tree, you can buy level ups for more passive points, you can buy health back, you can buy these grids which can be applied to your tree to improve the efficiency of passives on whatever they cover. So like anything, keystones or great passives that have any numerical value can be increased by applying these boosters to them. And you can also upgrade the boosters to give them more effects, up to like 100% bonus effect, which is great when you have a keystone that says something like, hey, you deal 30% more hip shot damage. Great, now you deal 60%. So it's fun to build around all this stuff. There's a lot of different things you can buy and tweak and mess around with. And I like being able to piece together all these builds for characters, and this kind of tickles my whole fancy. And especially because this is in like a little roguelite game, so I'm gonna play it for like an hour, and then I'll get to the end, and then I'll be able to do a harder difficulty and with a new character or a new style, and it just repeats forever basically. And I know I've talked up this game a lot already. Look, I like it, I really, really do. But I'm not gonna pretend like this is the best game ever. It's definitely not gonna appeal to a lot of people for one reason or the other. Some people may not like the art style, some people may not care for like the stiff animations or the linear level layout and stuff like that, and that's fine. But it's fun for me, and sometimes that's all I really need, which is kind of why I want to talk about it. Small little indie games like this have some really good ideas and some good gameplay loops, and sometimes that's just what it's all about. So it's rough around the edges, sure, but that doesn't bother me personally. It kind of reminds me of like BPM without the rhythm mechanics now that I think about it. And while the scope of the game is pretty small right now, there's enough here to burn a couple hours whenever you have some free time. Like, I've put 10 plus hours into this already in this early access state over the past couple of days. And then, as I've mentioned in the beginning, I pretty much have a smile on my face the entire time. I mean, and there's double AAA games out there, that you're going to get less than 10 hours out of. And I'm not even done with this game, by the way. Like, I'm only on like Havoc difficulty 3, and there's like 5 for each character. So the game's going to get harder and harder. And I know the developers are super open to discussion and feedback about this game, and they're pretty quick to doing updates and patches, which I always appreciate. A lot of games tend to just go radio silent once they go into early access, and I don't think that's going to be the case here, but I'm going to be keeping my fingers crossed. So anyway, Cowboy 3030, it's fun. I like it. I do encourage others to give it a try. There is a free demo on Steam if you don't want to buy into it to an early access title. I think it's going to be like $13 or something, which isn't too bad. And I've seen the game change a lot since the last playtest I had done with it, so I'm excited to see where the development of this game goes in the future. There's a lot of early access games that I've been kind of eyeing lately and kind of waiting for, and I do hope they all pan out as successes. But this is going to be another game that I'm going to play, I'm going to keep an eye out for, and then maybe I'll give you guys updates on it whenever there's big updates. But anyway, thank you all for watching, but peace and good luck out there.